let's use this movie to discuss slightly more advanced use of levels as we take things further now. I'm going to go to the window menu before we begin. Oops, my mistake. I've opened something up I didn't want to there. And I'm going to choose the info palette. The info palette is infinitely useful palette in Photoshop for checking out brightness, tonal and colour values. I've just dragged the palettes around to rearrange them. But basically this is the info palette which shows our RGB values. Basically the colour and brightness values of our image. And let's return to one of our earlier examples here. Now I know, I'll press the F key to centre the view, that these blacks should be black, and as I'm rolling the mouse around over here, I want you to take a look at the values, the readout for this RGB. Now if that was truly black, it is very neutral because the colours are all the same in the red, blue, green and blue 23 throughout. However, for that to be totally jet black, those values should read 000. For print purposes, anything around 10 and underneath 10, 10, 10 respectively would probably print out black. At the moment, as you can see at 23 in each, the red, green and blue channels, they're nowhere near black. This is why they're looking this chalky sort of grey off black colour. So we can use these values and this info palette to absolutely make sure, double check that our blacks are going to be black and our whites are going to be white. To do that, we'll use levels just like we have done earlier. And rolling the mouse over something that you're sure you want to set to black, with the mouse here over this area of black, I'm going to hold the shift key down and click with the mouse. That will put down what's called a colour marker, marker number 1, and as you can see that's appeared now in the info palette. You can see it's the number 1. I hope you can see that there where I'm rolling the mouse, the marker. And in this exact area, you can see it's 23 as we know because we've discussed earlier. This is the before our edit, and this is after the edit. Now we haven't actually made an edit yet, so you can see they're both reading the same. But watch the right hand values here. As I say, this is before, but it's the right hand values I want you to keep an eye on while I move this black slider to make these blacks black. And you can see they're all the way down to the value of 4, now they're 3, now they're 2, and now they're 0, 0, 0. And 0, 0, 0 is basically absolute jet black. And so you can see, having this visual readout, that's an infinitely exact way of making sure that your blacks are black. They're not slightly red, green or bluish black. What I mean by that is, let me just make a slight change here. What I mean is, when I say they're absolute black, you can see, although you might think this is black and your monitor or your eyes may be playing tricks on you depending on your viewing environment and how good your monitor is, but you can see using the info palette we can see that this isn't actually true black. I purposely doctored that then, but you can see it's high in the blue channel. The blue channel is reading 15, so that there's definitely a blue colour tinge or colour cast to this file. So what you think initially might be black isn't quite black. Okay, and what we would do to correct that is go to the blue channel and reduce that blue value down to 0. And there we know 0, 0, 0, the file is definitely black. And we can do the same to the highlights here. We decide what's going to be the whitest part of the image, and there's a way of checking that to make sure, which I'm going to show you in the next movie. But for now, let's use this area here. I'll move the mouse over this area, hold the shift key down, and I'll drop another marker. And that marker, oops, hasn't shown up. Let me try that again. For some reason, there we go, marker number 2 now has appeared. You see that was our previous marker 1. There's marker number 2. Now if that was pure white, it would read 2, 5, 5 in each channel. Now you wouldn't necessarily want your whites to be absolutely pure white, because pure white means no ink on the paper, no tone, no printer dots. Usually I try and get this white value to be 245 is a good one to aim for. So again, adjusting this slider now and watching the right hand values until they approach the 245 mark. Oh, sorry, my mistake. In the wrong channel. I was in the blue channel. I should have been in the RGB channel. So keep an eye on those values there. Roughly around the 245, and we've hit it there, and that would do for me. So we've made our blacks totally black, and we know because we've looked at marker number 1000. We've got the whites close but not absolutely pure white at 245. Don't forget 255 throughout would be pure white, and we look at the preview before and after, and I think that's a slightly more advanced and definitely much more useful way, more professional way of using the levels palette in conjunction with using the info palette, which I'm sure you'll find useful and very interesting. And as always, right click on the layer, flatten the image and save it off as the original or a copy using File Save As.